Good morning. It is time for Empire Talks Back. Give me that music. Let it flow a little bit. Let me, Labor Day weekend, folks. Had a great day at the Inland Empire Jazz Experience yesterday. Music was really kicking down. We're going to take a short break. Come back to you. We'll have a guest today on the phone, Mr. Terrence Stone with the Young Visionaries, a group that is doing hero work in the Inland Empire. We'll be back. This is Wallace Allen. Short break. Be right back.
Thank you, Riverside County, for listening to KCAA 102.3 FM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
I never planned on losing my job, but we all know life can change in an instant. And losing my family's health insurance was an even tougher pill to swallow. So I looked into Cobra, but too pricey. Then I found out I could enroll through Covered California, where I was able to choose from good health insurance companies I've actually heard of. I even got help paying for it.
There's a limited time to qualify after losing your insurance, so check out coveredca.com today. Covered California. It's more than just healthcare. It's life care.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
Why are you listening to this radio station? Why? When you can host your own radio show. You're listening and you think you can do better? You have a message or a product you want everyone to know about. Host your own radio show. Team up with the area's best radio professionals and let them make you sound like you should be on NBC. KCAA NBC Radio, that is. KCAA produces more than 50 local programs each week on subjects ranging from business and sports to political talk, vegan diets, or even marijuana-related issues. We don't just broadcast on the radio, we broadcast to the world. Online, on TV, on social media, on Facebook. You'll be all over. Imagine what your friends will say. And KCAA reaches over 5 million people on 3 radio stations. Join the staff on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. NBC Radio. Jump on the KCAA Express. Call 909-793-1065. That's 909-793-1065 and get ready to transmit.
Wishing for a little bit more information? You'll get it all here on KCAA Radio.
Okay. Allen. We're going to be doing a little bit of live Facebook here, if I can figure it out. But we also have Mr. Terrence Stone calling in. He's the CEO of a great organization here in the Inland Empire called the Young Visionaries. Bring Terrence in. One of my young heroes. Is that
Hello.
Hey,
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, Terrence?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing this morning?
Man, God is great. I'm extremely grateful for sucking air and having breath this morning. Had a great day at the Inland Empire Jazz Experience yesterday. Worked like a young man. Felt like a young man, moving things around, and it's a great show. I want to salute Mr. Brian Cochran for putting that together. But Terrence, you are the president of a group called the Young Visionaries.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm just impressed because I'm able to talk to somebody calling themselves young. You know, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm looking like an old visionary though. Boy,
Well,
I tell you.
Terrence, you've been doing it for a little while now. Tell us about the Young Visionaries. Tell me about the goal, the mission of the Young Visionaries.
Well, Young Visionaries, we're a community-based organization based out of San Bernardino. We work with kids, at purpose kids. We used to call them at-risk kids, but I like to call them at-purpose kids. But what we do, we have behavioral modification type programs and things like that for these young people. So we have mentoring programs. We have workforce development programs, employment development programs. We have runaway homeless youth outreach type of program. We have a mental health program for our young people and their parents called the SMART program. Stands for Successfully Motivating African Americans Through Resiliency Training, things like that. And we do a lot of community events as well.
Tell us a little about the job training, or tell me, what is your biggest emphasis right now? What's going on that's most critical to our young people via your organization right now?
Right now, our job training program it's called SOS, stands for Strategically Successful Occupational Strategies. That's what it stands for. And so right now we're running classes through our forklift program. So you can come through us is totally free. Get your forklift license and a few other certifications in supply chain logistics, basically. So this class, our next class starts September 10th. It's already full. So every month we're going to run another class, and we have mandatory job placement. So we've hired a job placement specialist, and that's all she does is gets people jobs like all day, basically. So that's
So how's that working? What type of jobs are there? Certain types of employers that you're looking for? Do you need to get a shout out to them now?
Yes. Well, the jobs is just like warehouse jobs for this one because it's doing forklift work, things like that. And so what it is, we're just trying to. If you look around just the city and the county of San Bernardino, you see just warehouses being built up every place. And one thing I know of that if they're building them, they have to man these warehouses with people. So we want to make sure that our people locally are getting these jobs. But also with that, we want to make sure that our people are properly trained as well to keep and sustain these type of jobs too, right? So we're training them on how to just be in a workforce, how to conduct themselves, how to work on long-term employment and things like that.
Well, what is the age group that you're working with?
With our workforce, with that program, with the job training, that's 18 and up.
18 and up.
Yeah, but we also have a employment development program for kids 16 and up, like high school kids too, where we teach them soft skills, interviewing skills, how to put together their resume and cover letter, fill out an application properly, and then we also take them on do mock interviews with them and take them on job search field trips, where we'll take them to some place where there's multiple job opportunities.
Okay.
And they'll just be filling out job applications and getting jobs right on the spot.
As we were talking about this, so how do young people get access to you? How do you chase them down, or how do they find you?
Well, usually we contract right now with the school districts. We're in the cities that we're in right now. We're in the city of San Bernardino. We're in Rialto. We're in Colton, Bloomington, and Victorville and Adelanto.
That's covering a pretty large area. So with that, who does the outreach at the schools? Does the school do it, or do you have people that go into the school? How do you address the kids at these various school districts?
Yeah, well, basically we will connect with the school administrators, which is very important, so that they know exactly who's coming on campus, exactly what we're doing, and exactly how we're going to do it. So we'll connect with those school administrators, and then they would usually send us the kids that they feel like will need our assistance.
Okay. And what kind of numbers are you working with now?
We work with about about 5,000 kids a year right now.
Very, very good. That's a lot. That's a lot. So how do we consider, what do we consider success? How do we determine that we're having success? And I'd like for you to answer that question, Terrence, once we come back from this very short break. We're talking to Mr. Terrence Stone, the CEO and founder of a hero organization, as far as I'm concerned, here in the Inland Empire, the Young Visionaries. We'll be back right after this short message. Terrence is going to give us a little idea of how we determine success with this program. We'll be right back.
Fantastic.
Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at KCAAradio.com.
I never planned on losing my job, but we all know life can change in an instant. And losing my family's health insurance was an even tougher pill to swallow. So I looked into Cobra, but too pricey. Then I found out I could enroll through Covered California, where I was able to choose from good health insurance companies I've actually heard of. I even got help paying for it.
There's a limited time to qualify after losing your insurance, so check out CoveredCA.com today. Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care.
They got me. I'm on commercial.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
You've tuned in to KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
All right, folks, this is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen on the case for truth and justice with the right information to help improve the situation. Working to improve the situation on a daily basis here in the Inland Empire is Mr. Terrence Stone, the CEO of the Young Visionaries, an organization that's working with approximately 5,000 young people a year. Mr. Stone, working with 5,000 young people, how do you determine success in terms of the impact on your program on these young people?
Yeah, well, we look at what we call over there, we call it EBAG, E-B-A-G. So we look at, for our young people that's in our employment development program, we look at employment, and then for all the kids, we look at their behavior, their attendance in school, and their grades. So if we can increase in any of those areas, if we can have their the kids that need to be employed or the parents that need employed, we can improve that. And if we can improve their behavior, then we look at that as a tool of success. And if we can improve their attendance in school, we look at that. And then if we can improve also their grades. So we look at that EBAG system right there to see are they increasing or decreasing, and did we help them at any of those levels of that increase or decrease as far as the EBAG, the employment, behavior, school attendance, and also their grades.
That makes a lot of sense. If you're employed and they have a little money coming in, that takes a lot of pressure off. Makes me behave a lot better when I've got some money. That's that's for sure. That's an interesting setup. I like that. Makes a lot of sense, and it's clear. If you do attend school and if you behave correctly and get good grades, you're going to probably do okay. Of course, that's not how most of us started and got involved in school. How were you in school, Terrence, when you were coming up?
How was I in school?
Yeah. How was your EBAG score when you were in school?
Man, I would have failed in all of those categories, but that's how I know it's important. My employment wasn't good, my behavior was bad, my attendance was poor, my grades was down.
What turned you around? What turned you around? What made you decide, because it is a personal decision, or do you agree that it's a personal decision to decide to fit the battle and win the battle? What brought you back into society in a way that makes you do what you do now?
I think myself, as an adult, I really didn't start doing what I was supposed to be doing until I was an adult. So at I think I was like in my late 20s or so, before I even just started doing what I was supposed to be doing and being just a good citizen, basically. So with me, that's one turning point for me. I was facing 2 life sentences plus 25 years of life, right, for a gang-related shooting. So coming out of that, it was one of those prayers that people have when they get in trouble. Like, Lord, you get me out of this, man, I promise I ain't going to do nothing.
Okay. Okay, so that was a life-changing event. You made a life-changing pledge, and you've stuck to it.
Yeah. It was, and I think, too, just going through the situation and looking back, it was just one of those things that, or situations that it just probably just had to happen for me to open my eyes up and understand that this is not the lifestyle or the life that I'm supposed to be living.
Okay, so a murder charge turned you around. That's not something we want everybody to have in their life in order to make that impact. But it did. So upon that, how did you? It's one thing to pray and say, God, if I can make it out. I remember doing that on the first time I got on a roller coaster. But I lied and I got on a couple of more times, So what is it that kept you in line once you decided to get in line? And how hard was it to make the change? And how did you start the Young Visionaries as a result of the change that you did make?
I think that just the transition, it wasn't I'm not an overnight success at all. I don't think so. If I had it's been a long, good bumpy road. It was a rocky road, but it's a good road that I had to travel just to get to where I am now. And I'm still moving. I haven't got to my success stop. I don't feel like I don't count myself as successful. I just look at it like, man, I'm just happy. Really, I'm just happy to be here, basically. So, so just in that ride, I've had, just in trying to build Young Visionaries. I've been through homelessness. I've been, through all different types of situations, 2 marriages, just all kinds of stuff. Just trying to get just to get my life stable, basically. So, so with that, I think it's just a lot of prayer. I think I have some ancestors praying for me.
Okay.
Before they knew me, things like that. But it was just.
Well, you've got a lot. You have quite a few people praying for you via your program. You've touched a lot of lives. You've helped many young people change. I wouldn't mind speaking to some of them that you've had success with at some time in the future. But what you're doing it's unusual in that there are many more people who could be helpful. How can people be helpful to you and your organization? Do you accept volunteers? Do you accept suggestions? Can people call you up in the middle of the night with a great idea to help change the lives of young folk? How are you extending your vision and allowing other people to participate with you?
I think the 2 best things that's always needed in a community-based organization is time and funding, basically. So if you're willing to volunteer some time, put in some time to work with these young people, then that's always a good thing, a plus. Also, funding. We're always in search for funding to keep programs going, because people can call me all day with great ideas, and they do all the time, but a lot of them great ideas come with an invoice or some type of funding to keep it going.
Okay.
So just time and funding are the 2 main things that will, benefit us best.
Self-sustainability, that's a word that's really important in the universe of nonprofit organizations. Otherwise, you're constantly, like you say, seeking funds. What are you moving to do to help become self-sustaining? I know at one point you actually had a print shop open up with your young folks. And just give us an idea of what your goal is in that direction.
Yeah, right now we're just kind of exploring different opportunities, and I'm looking at different models as far as like I even like the Homeboy Industries is one of the largest gang intervention programs in the world. Actually, they have a great model with their restaurants and
putting people to work. Putting people to work. Yes.
But they also have entrepreneurial things out there too, because they have. I went in one store. They had Homeboy Industry chips and salsa, like in the grocery store. So just different things like that.
Where they're creating a product that can be sold at a multi-level, and not at a multi-level, but at multi-sources. Yeah, that's an excellent movement there. Did we lose Terrence?
No, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
Good. All right, so when people call you, do you have a volunteer list? Do you have a list of things that people can do to support you?
Oh, yeah. If they can, because we work with a lot of kids, so we can get good people just to come in, and especially men as well, to come in and just help to mentor some of these young people and things like that. That'll be great. And we take them on. We do a lot of field trips. We just took some kids to a Angels game, and then we also took them to the Teens Choice Awards with Nick Cannon at the Forum. So we try to get them outside of the area. We have some college campus tours lined up this year, and a lot of other different field trips for our young people as well, just to try to get them out of the area. Then also, if you have if you're doing successful, run a business, or have a good job, and you're a man of color or a woman of color, we try to look for those people as well, so that people can see that people of color, can do all different types of things and still be successful besides sports.
So bringing that in, who are the children or the young folks that you're working with? Is it primarily minority people, or is this primarily kids that need help?
Well, we're in San Bernardino, so it's primarily minority people, with dealing with and living in poverty. I think we've been living in poverty so long that we don't even think we're in poverty anymore. And so until they be around success, basically, I heard a comedian say, they say, the Chrysler 300 looked like a Rolls Royce until a Rolls Royce pull up. So it's the same thing with our young people,
So better opportunity, by better opportunity looks like better opportunity when it's really available. So we're saying that if you've got a business, if you have a special talent, or if you're able to mentor, or willing to mentor, that you can put people with these young folks so that the young folks can, feel that inspiration, get a little direction, mentoring to help them decide that they can make it big in America. Is that pretty much what we're saying?
Yeah, basically. I always push that you can do and be whatever you want to do and be in life. The main three questions when I count a small group of young people, I ask them what's your name, your age, and your dream job. And I tell them I ask them their name because they're important, their age, to let them know that you're young, you have time to do whatever you want to do. All you have to do is just do it. And your dream job, basically, because you can do and be whatever you want to do and be. Just focus on it, attack it, and make it happen. So,
Mr. Stone, we know your name. We know your age. No, we don't. So when we come back, we're going to pick up your age and your dream accomplishment. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. We're speaking to Mr. Terrence Stone, the CEO and founder of the Young Visionaries, a hero organization in the Inland Empire. We'll be back right after this short break.
For more local radio every day, listen to KCAA.
Covered California knows that one moment can change your life. That moment you say I do. That moment you meet your baby for the first time. Or even that moment you lose your job and your health insurance along with it. For those times when life changes, we've got you covered. Covered California lets you choose from brand name health plans, and you may even get help paying for it. Your enrollment period is limited, so find out if you qualify by getting free expert help at coveredca.com today. Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
San Bernardino, Loma Linda, Rialto listens to KCAA Radio.
We're back. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen on the case for truth and justice with the right information to help improving the situation in the Inland Empire on a daily basis. Mr. Terrence Stone, his organization, the Young Visionaries, they're working with your kids, my kids, and the kids who will affect our lives as we walk down the street, drive through the intersections. All of the things that we want our young people to do, we need to step up, demonstrate some type of appreciation for them, demonstrate some type of concern, demonstrate some type of support. You can do that as you see them. You can talk to them. Mr. Stone says ask them their name. That makes them realize that they are somebody. Find out who they are, and that helps them determine that, I've got a window in which I can get some things done. Find out their dream job. Get them excited about the future. Now, if you don't do anything but that, you have affected their lives. You have possibly infected them with some type of dream to follow through on. So it's very important to do that, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to go a long ways out of your way to be impactful and helpful in some young person's life. Mr. Stone, did I say that fairly correctly?
Yeah, that was a great interpretation. I'm going to have to take you on the road with me.
Well, you know, I like riding in fancy cars, but I think I do. I don't know. I haven't ridden in one in so long. But the issue here, though, Mr. Stone, is that we know your name.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to ask you your age.
All right.
Okay, I just did.
Oh, I'm 48.
48, young man. He's still
Yeah.
He's still a young man. Okay, you've
I
got
don't feel
time.
like
And Terrence, how long do you expect to be in the field of work and accomplishment?
You know what? I don't know. Because I'm a founder. Because it's not like a job to me, basically. This is just like what I do. So then, like, when you have a job, then you count down retirement. Like, I'm gonna retire on this day, and I'm sit down, but I don't feel that, basically. So I'm just, I love what I do. I love the community that I work in. I love the people that I work with. So I don't have like a set determined date, for just stopping yet, basically.
So it sounds like there's no quit that you're looking forward to, because you, like you say, you're not working. You are enjoying what you do. So with that, what would be your master accomplishment that you would like to, that you're moving forward to? What is it that is that, well, not ultimate goal, because after you reach that, I'm sure you'll push for another, but what's a big push that you're making now? What is it that you would like to see you and the Young Visionaries accomplish in the next 10 years?
I know one is a school teaching young people entrepreneur skills and business and things like that. I know they just opened up one in San Bernardino. but I was thinking about this a long time ago as well. So right now I'm just working with them and partnering with that high school. But also another, I think, I know I have a book in me, and so it's just sitting down, getting that book that's in me on paper, and then hopefully that can go into a movie and things like that. So, so that's my, book deals and movie deals after this, or during this.
So we're writing a book.
Yeah, something like that. I've been on the first paragraph for the last 10 years or so.
No. I could show you the chapters that you've written already. You're doing a great job. You just have to. It's like everything else. It gets done slowly, and you wake up one day. The reason I'm saying that is because last week I started writing my book because I finally pulled it together as to what the master subject is and how we're going to make it work. So maybe we can get these things done together. But writing your book, pulling together the accomplishments, or more pulling together the things that you haven't accomplished that you would like to have. What's the direction that you'd be going in?
I think even just the accomplishments, as I just look over just from the last 17 years of my life, I've been, extremely blessed. I've been the grand marshal guy in a parade, the guy in the, I forgot the name you call him in the circus, when, the grand master of ceremonies in the circus.
Okay.
To I have over close to 300 awards, on my wall. We're doing great in funding. I'm on the chair of the San Bernardino Countywide Gangs and Drugs Task Force. I've accomplished I do international speaking engagements. I train nationally on gangs and things like that. I contract with courts as a gang consultant with San Bernardino County Courts. So as far as accomplishments, I'm doing things that I never would have even thought that I could have did, and even just putting this together, there's no way I would be able to.
Well, let me bring you into a controversial conversation that has to do with, I'm sure, one of the issues of our gangs and gang youth and problems. Black on black killings. I'm not just going to say black on black crime. One of the things that, as we look at black on black killings and black on black crime, most crime is committed in your neighborhood. So at the same time we talk about black on black crime, we should look at the statistics on white crime and brown on brown crime and yellow on yellow crime and red on red crime. People tend to do the crime where they live, where they are. But still within that, there seems to be something unusual, or is it, about young black men shooting each other, gangs.
Yeah.
You've got an experience in that. Tell us about it. What does it take? Is there a solution? What do you see?
Yeah, that right there. I think one is this. I think we're the only nationality that black on black murder is glorified. You know what I mean? Even through music, through movies, like nobody else glorifies their murders like that except for black folks. So I think that's one, because when they're glorifying it, right, either through the music, through the rap music, or through the movies, and they're desensitizing it and making it seem like it's okay, basically, So, but if you look at the media, we're the only, except for maybe a little bit in the Latino community, but not as much, in the black community that is kind of glorified, those killings. I think we need to change the narrative a little bit, a lot, basically, and start, we can't even say like controlling our own media, because we're putting out the music, basically, so, and we're, back in the movies, and we're going to see the movies, stuff like that, but we just have to, get back to like loving us, and and really supporting each other and things like that on all levels, basically. You know, I think once we get back to that, I don't think we've been strong really as a people since the 60s, and that was when all of the movement, you know, was happening. And I'm talking about American Africans or African Americans, basically. So,
well, you said a major thing there when you say the characters that are portrayed in the movies, that we glorify the violence, we glorify we glorify the disability, and that there's a program on now, John Singleton Jr. Called Snowfall.
Yeah.
I was at a friend's house the other day, and they were anxiously waiting for Snowfall to come on the air. It wasn't a black person, but they were wanting to watch this. I've seen a couple episodes of it, but it seems like you're saying it just kind of goes through the story of how we're involved with drugs and gang violence, etc. Try to soften it up a little bit with, you know, some reflections of family life, etc. But I'm not pleased with it. I'm not excited by it, and I think that our creativity is such that we ought to be able to come up with something that is more of a vision as to how we want it to be, as opposed to how it used to be. What are you?
Yeah.
You're younger than I am, and you're dealing with young people on a constant basis. What do you think? What is their vision as to what they should see about themselves? What are they talking about? Are they leading them? Are we leading them down this same path, or do they seem to have another understanding as what to say and do about who they are?
Who is they?
Our kids.
Oh, okay.
Because once again, looking at the movies, looking at the TV, looking at the imagery that people are making, looking at the records and the videos from that our kids are watching now, are we glorifying good things? Are we leading ourselves down the old pathway of non-accomplishment through glorifying things that are not civilized?
Yeah, I think it's both, because I work with a very unique population of young people that need a little bit more help, guidance, and things like that. But I also see a lot of our kids, going to college. Like we have Black Grad with the Buffon, and so with them, it's like that we pack out a whole stadium at the Cal State University, basically. Of kids graduating high school and giving out scholarships and things like that. So it's two sides of that scenario, but we tend to lean towards the side of the scenario that's more negative, because that fails, because even when I go back to the examples of Black Rats, there's no media there. I don't even think we've been in the Sun newspaper. We're graduating, hundreds and hundreds of African American kids from across the county at one time. But if one of those kids go out and rob a liquor store or something, they be on the front page. So even just looking at that, it's like both sides of the coin. It's both sides of the coin. So we have to, also weigh that out as well. And see, because we have our kids that need a lot of extra guidance, but we also send a good portion of our population to college as well.
Well, and one of the things, as a journalist, I'm not going to defend journalism's attitude, but the old deal about dog biting a man is not unusual and not news, but a man biting a dog is unusual and becomes the news. How we reflect what's important in our community, I think you've hit it on the head. I know that West Side Story newspaper, its goal has been to share the quest for excellence, to demonstrate and point out those things that are good in the community. But at the same time, I know that if we set our paper next to someone else's and the other paper is describing mayhem, murder, and all kind of crazy stuff, they're going to pick that paper up. And so there is something about human nature that keeps us looking for the negative, wallowing in the mire, as opposed to looking forward to the great futures that we can have. Terrence, we're going to take another break. When we come back, let's talk about the future of the young visionaries. What do you need? What can we do to help? And how can we get more young people involved? We'll be back right after this short break talking to Mr. Terrence Stone, CEO of the Young Visionaries.
Thank you, Riverside County, for listening to KCAA 102.3 FM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
I never planned on losing my job, but we all know life can change in an instant. And losing my family's health insurance was an even tougher pill to swallow. So I looked into Cobra, but too pricey. Then I found out I could enroll through Covered California, where I was able to choose from good health insurance companies I've actually heard of. I even got help paying for it.
There's a limited time to qualify after losing your insurance, so check out CoveredCA.com today. Covered California. It's more than just healthcare. It's life care.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
Wishing for a little bit more information? You'll get it all here on KCAA Radio.
You're not busy, are you?
Drug dealer.
This is our last segment of today's show. Reminding you, had a great time at the IE Jazz Experience yesterday. You guys want to sign up? I think we're going to have another one of those in about 3 months. Don't miss it. I'm talking to Mr. Terrence Stone, CEO of the Young Visionaries. He's involved with about 5,000 kids annually in terms of helping to turn their lives around through a variety of programs, starting with job employment, job preparation, how to be better in school. He has a grading process for their progress called eBag. You know, are they employed? How is their behavior? How are they attending in school? And what kind of grades are they getting? That's a pretty good measurement there. Terrence?
Yes, sir.
We understand that things seem to be going fairly well with the Young Visionaries. What does the future hold? Which direction are you going? What can we do to support you and get more young people involved?
I think with us, our direction we're moving into is just working with more districts and getting into the schools so that we can participate in the lives of these young people, basically. So we just need manpower, manpower and funding, so that I think we're close to 30 schools right now across the county working with kids. So just with that, because we like to take them on field trips. One thing I noticed is that if we can get them out their environment, so they can see different things. Like I said, we can get them out their environment, they can see different things and broaden their horizon. So that's what we try to do with our young people, to broaden their horizon, let them know, dream big, dream outside the box. If I ask a kid what's his dream job, and he say, well, I want to be a mechanic, I said, man, that's awesome. So now, guess what? If somebody owns that shop that you're working in, or that you will be working in, so why don't you figure out, or let's help you to figure out, how can you own a mechanic shop instead of just working in a mechanic shop?
Okay.
Right. And then it's even bigger, right? And then, because even that happened to myself. I didn't start off wanting to run a community-based organization, I started off, I just wanted to be a youth counselor, right? But let me tell you, I had this job driving shuttle buses at the Ontario airport almost 20 years ago. And so in driving those buses, the blessing in that is that it was just a shuttle service, so I just drove like businessmen. It seemed like all businessmen. So I had my books. I was going to state college at the time. And so I had my books, and I was studying sociology. And so one of the guys got on the bus, and he was talking. He said, when the guy was talking, he said, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, I want to be a youth counselor. I want to be a youth counselor.
Okay.
So he said, well, if you own it or run it, then you could do your thing, but still be able to run and own your own situation, basically.
Create your own job.
Then, and it made perfect sense to me, too. So then I changed my major from sociology to business, and then and I started looking into business.
So you're looking at as you talk to young people, you're basically using the formula that says whatever they're interested in and the landing that they're making now, you want to show them how the next step is available. Because if you want the job, sometimes the best way to get it is to start the business and create jobs for other people. Yeah.
And since then, I tell people I haven't worked for nobody in close to 17 years because I've been running my own business.
Well,
writing my own check.
Yeah, but the truth is that once you go into business, you really start working for other people at a much larger level. The rewards are different, the successes are different, and because you're in charge, the responsibility is different. And I congratulate you for stepping up and seeing that, but I congratulate you even more for seeing that as a formula to put in front of our young folks so that the baker, the kid who cooks, may decide to become a restaurant owner instead of the chef. May become a baker, own the bakery shop as opposed to baking. And like you said, become the owner of the mechanic shop as opposed to being the mechanic alone. Aspiration, inspiration, those things work together. You inspire, they aspire. Your parting words, what is it that you'd like to say to the audience about how they can support your effort without ever contacting you, without ever even getting involved with the young visionaries? How can we all be supporters of the young visionaries without?
No, I would say just with that, just be supportive of our young people in the community. I don't care if they look like a gang kid or whatever, because that's still someone's son, nephew, niece, uncle, brother, whatever. So when you see a kid look like a kid needs to be reached out to that kid. You probably know that kid better than I do. You probably know that kid on a personal level, and just and if you see that kid going down the wrong road, don't stand by the side of the road on the wayside and watch that kid destroy his life. Intervene in that young person's life, because your little bit can go a long way. So so just be out there before our kids.
Step up.
See something, say something to them, and help them because some kids are acting out just for attention. So if you can give them that attention, because everyone else is going to give them that negative attention, so you can give them some positive attention, a pat on the back, a you go boy, a you go girl, you probably can save that kid's life.
Very good. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to invite you to continue to be part of the team. I guess it's been, 5 years or so since we've had you on the air. We're not going to let it be that long again. We look forward to talking to you very soon. And you've given us some good advice. We appreciate you. Have a great day, a great, safe Labor Day. And I'm not eating any meat, so you can't invite me over to the barbecue. I overdid it yesterday. Terrence Stone, thank you, my brother. God bless you. Thank you so much. Young visionaries. One of the things Mr. Stone told us that I think is really important is to reach out. You can reach out, and it's really simple. The 3 questions you can ask a young person, and I think get something started without being over intrusive. One of them is, what's your name? Because they are someone. They need to acknowledge that they are someone, name that name, take the responsibility that goes along with that family tradition. Who are you? What is your name? We used to say, the old folks used to say, who's your mama? Who's your daddy? Those are the questions that make us realize that, oh, wait a minute, there is some anchoring. We do have responsibility. There are people who care enough about me to call my mom or call my dad, or maybe get in my behind right now if they see me not doing the right thing. And then their age. What's important about the age? It's because most of us have a window. Most of us have some expectation of, how old we're going to live. My family's genes are quite strong. I feel a responsibility to try to keep myself in decent shape because I've got family that has lived, most of them are living into their 90s now and their hundreds. So I don't want to be 100 and not have a quality of life. So I need to take care of my body, take care of myself. That expectation. So young man, how old are you? Becomes an important question because it now defines for us how much time do we have to accomplish what we want to accomplish. Oh, so the next question that Mr. Stone suggests that we ask is, what is your life dream? When you ask a young person, what is his life dream? What is his life accomplishment? What is it that he wants to do with his life? He puts him into another thought, just like it does you. When I say what it is that you want to accomplish between now and your exit point? All of a sudden that becomes a serious conversation. Well, Wallace, that ain't funny. I don't know if I want to get into that. But you're into it. You're either into it because you made the decision and you're moving toward it, or you made a decision and you're not moving toward it. But it's coming to you. We all have a closing date. We don't know what it is necessarily, but that means we also have things we want to get done. Let's put that on the minds of our young people and be supportive. When they tell you they want to do something, don't say just, good luck. Maybe you can reach into your resource bag and figure out a way to help them. So talk to the young people that you see. Talk to your nieces and nephews. Talk to your children. There's a world out here that's very different, folks, because of the ability to have free speech. We are in a constant free speech conversation. Do people have the right to say what they want to say? Where do they get to say it? Our biggest right is not just free speech. Our biggest right is to be able to have critical thinking. That's an internal asset. People should be able to say anything they want to. You have the ability to decide whether it's true or not. When they say, let's jump off of this cliff because, we've got a big mattress down there that's going to save us and we can actually fly. Once you realize that you have to fly, you can fly. So let's all jump off of this cliff. Yeah, well, there's somebody crazy enough to tell you that. I just want you to be smart enough not to. Now, wait a minute. I just heard a signal. Somebody said, well, maybe it's true. Maybe we could fly. Well, do it. And you'll set the example for the rest of us. We'll be able to say, well, Rosie thought that she could fly. She jumped off the cliff. We told her she couldn't. We tried to stop her. And you know what? She did. She flew right down to the bottom, and we're going to have her services next week. Kind of a morbid example, but that's where we are, folks. There's people out there who have such small knowledge about what they are so convinced of being the right thing that they're going to do something stupid and die. There's somebody that we're going to read about this time next week who's done something very, very stupid, and they went out the door as a result of it, and be glad that you didn't follow them. You've got politicians that are out here doing things that have no positive result in them. Constantly arguing, constantly looking for the fight. That's not what we're looking for, folks. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. Had great experience with you today talking with Mr. Terrence Stone, young visionaries. Give them their support. Look, we'll be back next week under 2 circumstances. 1, if the good Lord's willing. 2, if the creek don't rise. God bless you. See you next week.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
No brotherly love today in Philly. I'm Jeff Biggs, and it's been the big story all offseason long. Who is going to be the starting quarterback for the Eagles opening night against the Falcons on NBC? Would Carson Wentz be healthy, or will it be Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles? Well, Carson Wentz has yet to be cleared, but nonetheless, Doug Peterson tired of being asked questions about it, and this was Doug Peterson earlier today meeting with the media in Philly.
We're asking a fair question.
What's the point of this? I mean,
Exactly. What is the point of this? It's my decision.
And you're not going to discuss your decision?
No.
So why are you having a news
Not
conference?
publicly. Not publicly. I don't do that. I don't do it with any position on this team.
Was Carson cleared for contact?
He is not. I'm trying to win a football game, And I don't want to put my game plan out there for everybody to see it and read it, and teams can scheme, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense, So I appreciate it.
Well, after telling the media on Friday that former first-round pick Paxton Lynch had made the Broncos' 53-man roster, the Broncos today have cut Paxton Lynch. They have picked up Kevin Hogan off of waivers from the Redskins. Also, the Giants cutting one of their former third-round picks in quarterback Davis Webb, and the Chargers are bringing back tight end Antonio Gates, the veteran all-time NFL leader in touchdowns for tight ends, on a one-year deal. Their main starter, the guy that they were hoping to replace Gates with, Hunter Henry, has a torn ACL. Sunday baseball is underway. The Tigers and the Yankees are tied 2-2 in the third, minus manager Aaron Boone, hit with a one-game suspension for his tirade on Friday night. And in golf, third round of the Dell Championship at Boston, Justin Rose and Webb Simpson are tied for the lead at 11 under par. They're on the course. So is Tiger Woods. 3 birdies on the day for Tiger, who is 7 under through 10, 4 shots back. NBC Sports Radio.
KCAA. Here's a new furniture store in town, DC Furniture in the Tri-City Center. What's so grand about DC Furniture? Well, they've got a wide selection and discounts up to 70% off retail. But the best part is they carry furniture for your home, not for some magazine photo. Furniture you can live with. That's what you get at DC Furniture, just off the Alabama exit at Interstate 10 on Industrial Parkway in Redlands. You'll feel at home at DC Furniture. In the Inland Empire, you know how much it means to have neighbors you can count on, like the Cookout Kings who invite you over every weekend for Burger Palooza. Well, here's another good neighbor you can count on, State Farm Agent Joe Amlani. He and his team are here to help life go right when you combine your home and auto insurance, which can save you money and time. So combine home and auto and start the savings rolling. Call State Farm Agent Joe Amlani, 909-894-4619 today.
How many commercials do you hear every day claiming to be the best weight loss program ever? The only problem, you spend a lot of money, you lose the weight, you gain it back. Plus, when all it takes is adding protein to your diet. Protein gives you what you need and reduces hunger. NutriPro is pure protein. It's not the newest fad. It's not the latest weight loss program, but it helps to stop those daily cravings safely. There's no magic. It's simply a 2-ounce shot of protein taken twice a day, 20 grams of pure, clean protein in every shot with absolutely no carbs, no fat, and no sugar. Feel full faster and keep feeling full longer. It never requires refrigeration, mixing, or dilution. It is simply easy access to protein anytime, anywhere. But it's not available in stores. It's available directly from the manufacturer. Go to myproteinnow.com and try a 20-count trial pack today. Go to myproteinnow.com for a special introductory offer, including shipping. Do it right now. myproteinnow.com.
Re-elect Riverside County Sheriff Stan Sniff on November 6th, because Sheriff Sniff will keep our families safe. Let's keep a proven and experienced leader in this critical office as he continues to modernize our Sheriff's Department by integrating technology tools for his deputies and dramatically improving their training and equipment. Vote for experience, proven leadership, and integrity. Vote to re-elect Riverside County Sheriff Stan Sniff on November 6th. Paid for by Friends of Stan Sniff 2018. Hi, folks. If you're still paying for electricity every month, it means you haven't signed up for the Inland Empire's #1 money savings program offered by Horizon Solar Power. Just call to qualify your home, and Horizon will give you $100 plus pay your electric bill until 2020. It's that simple. Call, qualify, get $100 and no electric bill payments until 2020. So keep your money in your pocket and become energy independent today. Call 844-711-6996. That's 844-711-6996. Or click on one of our Stay Cool ads at KCAAradio.com. For more local radio every day, tune into KCAA Loma Linda.